Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So sorry once again I haven't been on as regularly as I normally am. I've been traveling quite a bit, so I haven't had the right opportunity to really hop on live to do a good stream for you guys. But I'm on today, so should be on for the most part throughout all this week. Edgar, thank you for tuning in, my man. So right now I'm using one of my travel setups. I'm currently on another small little trip in up north Michigan. So working away from the office. So good morning, everybody. Today you can see in the headline of the video, most of the stocks we're going to be focusing on, or at least I am, are all going to be higher price stocks. So we're going to walk through all of these. A lot of these bigger name companies, Netflix, Tesla, Facebook, Nvidia, they're all down really big. So I do see good opportunity for upside potential here, maybe today or in the coming days. So, whether or not some of these plays even work out as good as I hope for today, I would recommend keeping these stocks on your watch list for the coming days because they do look as they prove to be pretty good, right? And then you have SSC, which is a penny stock that received a bunch of news today that started flying through the roof, so we'll talk about that one as well. Non-pack, yeah, I'm finally back. I've been gone for almost a week now, so good to be back. Now, let's get into it. So let me go ahead and start sharing the screen, guys. All right. So here we are. So first, I'm going to talk about Tesla. All right, so first stock on the watch list is Tesla, and I'm going to run you through this briefly. If you're not familiar, Tesla has received a bunch of negative news over the weekend. Elon Musk did an interview with New York Times, which he absolutely dropped the ball on. He got a subpoena from the SEC. There's talks about him not being able to properly secure the funding for taking his company private. So the SEC wants him to be able to prove that he had all the funds to properly take his company private when he tweeted a few weeks back about taking his company private. So there's a bunch of stuff going on around about Tesla and the SEC and Elon Musk. And as you can see, their stock had already dropped from $303 to a low of $282. So it dropped, what is that? That's so from what, 303 to 282, dropped $28 a share at its low here this morning, or close to, a little more than that maybe. So again, or sorry, not 28, right? Or is that 28? Yeah, 18. So it dropped like 22 or $23 a share or something like that this morning. So a lot of bad news, a lot of negative catalyst news surrounding Tesla right now. And as you can see, it's been dropping off the face of the earth. So let's take a look at the 180-day 4-hour chart. Look at the 180-day 4-hour chart currently on Tesla. You can see it had its high here at 387 when Elon pumped the stock on Twitter. And then since then, it's been fading out. It got hit with the negative news, and now it's all the way down to its previous kind of support area of $290 or so. Okay, so looking at it from this standpoint, let me zoom out. You can see that it's had a big sell-off. And the last time it got down around these 290 prices, it ended up having a nice bounce. But then again, when it was down at this 290 price point last time, it also didn't have news that the SEC subpoenaed Elon Musk. It didn't have bad news that Elon did an interview with New York Times and absolutely dropped the ball. So there's a lot of bad news surrounding Tesla. So I would not want to be early to the party on Tesla trying to long the stock, considering all the negative news that still lingers over it. So my particular game plan on Tesla, and for one, map off the $280 price point, map off the $272 price point, and then even map off $260 price point, as these are all key levels of support that Tesla could bounce if Tesla really drops today. So we can clearly see that it has already dropped off the face of the earth today and from the past couple days. So my particular game plan here on Tesla is to, let me do this, is to, for the most part, take it short buys. I want to see Tesla short buys today. So right now, Tesla is trying to reclaim the volume weighted average price. So I do see a resistance on Tesla right at 290. So I'm going to be watching Tesla short bias today. And then I'm also going to be watching it long bias. So initially out of the gates or early as soon as the bell opens, I'm going to be looking for short, okay? And then as the day progresses and hopefully Tesla goes downwards to the start of the day, it's going to find some support and then we should see a little bit of a bounce. That's kind of my game plan. So first is to watch it short and then secondly to watch it long bias. All right, so you can also map off the pre-market low, which is at $282, as that could be a support area or a little bit of a bounce scalp spot. So that if in fact Tesla does kind of pop up and then it rolls around, it could bounce off this 282. But if Tesla pre-market rolls over anymore and breaks 282, then you're going to have to find the new level of support for pre-market. All right, so all in all, Tesla, I do have a short biased outlook on it today. And the reason I do is because that interview is so bad and there's so much news surrounding Elon and Tesla that if I were an investor, I would probably start selling some shares because it doesn't look so good for them. So we've already broken through the 290 price point support with authority. We had no problem breaking 290s. Now my next guess is that when the bell opens, or at least pre-market, we're definitely going to at least retest the $280 price point. You can see that the $280 price point has 1, 2, 3, kind of like 4, 5, maybe 6 different areas where it bounced there previously. So 280 to 275 is a pretty strong support area on Tesla. If for whatever reason Tesla can break 280s and then break down 275, I would say we could see it as low as 270s, 272 today. All right, so definitely keep your eyes on Tesla today. Oh, keep it simple, absolutely. The short sellers are just have smiles from ear to ear on that right now. Hold on 1 second. Hey man, I'm working right now. I'll give you a call back here in just a little bit. I'm at Mackinac Island. Yeah, so I'm not too far from you, so I'll give you a call here when I'm done working. I know. All right, I'll give you a ring here in a bit. All right, so next one on the list. We've covered that, so let's go on to we'll take a look here at Netflix. So right now Netflix is still pretty bearish looking. Oh, did it drop a little bit this morning? I think it might have. Just a little bit. All right, so this morning, Netflix is gapping down just a little bit. It doesn't really have any signs of wanting to push higher, but I'm mainly focusing on this yearly chart, right? So let's take a look at the yearly chart for Tesla, or not Tesla, but Netflix. So you can see Netflix went through a nice bull run. It double topped right at 420, and then it rolled over and dumped. You can see that it's coming right up to its 200 moving average, okay? The 200 moving average is a very strong support in regards to a yearly chart. Whenever a stock goes on a bull run and then it falls and it comes down to the 200 moving average, there are buyers, right? There are people ready to buy. There are buyers that are just waiting for it to tap that 200 moving average and start buying. So for me personally, it might not be today and it might be in the coming days, but right now Netflix is getting to a point where it's starting to look like a good buy point, as we could see a lot of upside potential for it to bounce. So I'm specifically mentioning Netflix just to keep on watch today and to keep on watch in the coming days as Netflix is approaching very strong support levels. If you had to map some off, there's a strong support right at 1 second. Yeah, strong support right at 300. There's also another strong support right at 304, 305 area. So for me personally, I'm going to be watching Netflix, maybe short bias today, see if it can retest the previous low from Friday at 312. But all in all, I'm starting to become more long bias on Netflix as it's seen such a sharp downward move after its earnings and so on. So as Netflix starts to get closer to the 300 price and down towards a 200 moving average, that's where I'm going to be looking to start taking a long bias trade on Netflix. Daniel, I've been to Torch Lake before, maybe like once or twice. Woo, what's your profit factor, Connor? So I think you're asking about a profit loss ratio. So in regards to trading, profit loss, profit factor should be a 3 to 1, right? Willing to risk 1 to make 3 profit. So that's the way my profit factor works. Woo is at least a 1 to 3 profit. Well, it has to be a minimum of 1 to 2, but usually looking for a 1 to 3 profit loss ratio. So guys, do watch Netflix here in the coming days. Next one on the watch list is going to be Nvidia. All right, so Nvidia had their earnings on Friday, and as you can see, it ended up going red, pretty big, right? It gapped down, so let me look at it like this. So, Nvidia earnings gapped down, ended up struggling, going even lower. Today, it's gapping down again pre-market, so I will be watching Nvidia short bias today. Off of the $245 price point. So what I'm really looking for on Nvidia is to see if it will pop back up towards 244, reject, and then roll over, and then I'll be looking to short right in the morning. A lot of times these earnings plays that gap down end up having another day of continuation to the downside. So I do see that we could see a potential move lower on Nvidia to the point where it might come down to retest its previous low pre-market, or sorry, after hours from Thursday's trading session. So the low that it put in around 240, 242, 241 from its earnings release after hours Thursday of last week, I do see could hold up as a support where there might be a little bit of a bounce. So we'll be watching Nvidia short bias today. So ideally, I would like to get in short right around the $244 price point or off the 50 moving average here around pre-market, and then look for it to drop down closer to the $240 price point, okay? So that's my game plan for Nvidia, and then I will go over my last two here, which are Facebook. So Facebook is another stock that's been getting hammered. Its earnings gaps down, has a short squeeze, and then it's rolling over, continuing down. So right now, it does have a little bit of a higher low. Excuse me, let me do this. Facebook does currently have a little bit of a higher low taking place. Now, do I think that higher low setup is going to hold? That's $1 million question. What I do know is Facebook is approaching some previous support areas in which it previously bounced. So there should start being some people that are starting to come back in and buy the stock. But again, Facebook to me is still a stock where I think it has more downside potential. So I'm going to be watching Facebook. Today, it's hard to say exactly. Today, I'll probably watch Facebook to the long side if it can get over 174, but I will also watch Facebook short if it can't break 174. So this is the way I'm going to play Facebook. If Facebook can pop to 174 and through, I'll take it long. If Facebook pops to 174 and fails, I'll take it short. So that 174 mark is the key level because it was resistance pre-market, it was resistance from Friday, and there's a few other spots where it had been resistance. If I zoom out, you can see that it held a support all day on Wednesday. So again, this 174 mark is very key level for Facebook. Again, if Facebook can break 174 with authority, I'll look to long it in hopes that it starts squeezing. If 174 cannot break, then I'll look to short Facebook off the 174 mark. You're right, casual investor. That's something I didn't mention, but yes, Nvidia does. There is a rumor that they're going to be releasing information about a new card or graphics card that they intend on having out. So that could positively affect the stock, which can then cause it to short squeeze. So there's a lot going on with Nvidia, more so than I think more people can handle. But yeah, there is rumor that they're going to release a new graphics card. What that could do is squeeze out any short sellers from the earnings. So again, Nvidia for most probably good to stay away. Just because there's kind of a lot of stuff going on with it right now. with the earnings, with the continuation play, with the positive news, it could come out, so a lot going on there too. And if Facebook does go short, I would be looking to take some profit on it at 173, which would be my first target area. And then I would also look to take profit on my short position here on Facebook if it can reach a low of 172. Well, I can tell you that I don't know my profit factor. What I can tell you is my average win percentage ranges from 65 to 70% over the course of, like the last 5 months that I've tracked trades through TraderView. So currently it's about a 65 to 70% win rate. Now, next one on the list is SSC. So I'll talk about SSC here. If you're not familiar, SSC is a penny stock today that started flying. If you look at the news, there's a lot of positive news surrounding it. You have Seven Stars Cloud Group wins $24 billion deal, fund upgrades China's buy system. So you can go through and read all the news. There's a lot of positive news surrounding the stock today. As you can see, it went from $1.99 all the way to a high of $5.30. It's starting to curl up and around the VWAP. So this is a stock that I would keep on watch for a potential long today and a potential short. Right now, it still has a lot of time to go until it hits pre-market, but what we do know right now is it has a pre-market high of 530. It has a pre-market bounce at 398. Its yearly chart shows that it has a pretty strong resistance coming up, or it has a pretty strong resistance at 532, and then it has more resistance at 602, and then it has another resistance level at 636 and $7. So with the positive news, we may in fact see SSC continue higher, pushing back up to the pre-market high and so on. But as of right now, this is something to simply keep on watch for today, as it's got a lot of positive news. It has some pretty good volume and it's picking up pretty good. Okay. And then I'll take a second to just kind of scan over a few of these stocks. A&W. A&W is too low a volume to trade. I would not trade that. Dropbox, we've covered Dropbox in the past quite a few times, so I won't talk too much on that. I will look at LCI because it's a stock gapping down this morning. So LCI is gapping down, but it doesn't have that much volume. Whenever I see a stock like LCI, I tend to just kind of steer away because they never really perform the way I would like. But again, with the big gap down, you could argue that this has a lot of good upside potential if it does pop up. But again, there's a reason for it gapping down. CMCM, pretty low volume, so I really wouldn't be day trading it. Maybe, actually, it might do pretty well. You could watch it. It's an earnings play. It has low volume, but this might have an upwards move. Don't know too much there. CGC, Canopy Growth. So CGC is still moving higher here. It had that big push, right? Had that big push, sold off, bought back up. Yeah, I would watch CGC potentially to the long side here with that strong news that they had. I think they have like some odd, like 24 billion in funding or something crazy the other day. I can't remember it exactly. Yeah, it had something to do with a lot of money in funding. Someone invested. Yeah, 3.8 billion strategic investment. Okay, so. So, anywho, those are going to be all the stocks that I'm covering. All right, guys, so those are all the stocks that I'll be covering today. So again, hope you guys like to watch this. Hope it helps you guys. Again, there's more stocks out there that might have fantastic or great days that I don't know about, right? These are just my input on some of the stocks that I personally feel are going to have a good day. This is not a day where we're getting a lot of stocks gapping down on earnings or gapping up on earnings, so you don't really have much earnings plays to take place on. So now it's just kind of resorting back to some stocks that, you feel can have some good days based on technical chart analysis, all right? Now, what was I going to say? Throughout this week, we're going to have some earnings starting to come back into play tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week. So throughout this week, we should start seeing some more activity or some better plays starting to occur. Yeah, so it should be a pretty good day, all right, or a pretty good week here with some earnings coming out. All right, so guys, that's all I have for you today. Again, you can always join into our private group. It is the first link in the description of this video. Also, feel free to join into our Facebook group and our free chat room. All links are provided in the description of the video below, so make sure to check in that, and I'll see you guys for the next stream. Oh, before I go, today I should be uploading a new video. Before you guys go, I will be uploading a new video today that I think many of you guys will like, because I will teach you realistically how to become a millionaire in your lifetime, even if you were to work a minimum wage job. Now, there are a few factors that I didn't mention in the video, but again, I will teach you guys how to become a millionaire today with one video and one rule. That video will be posted here a little bit later today, so do make sure to check that out. And if you do, or I would appreciate it if you guys, or each and every one of you that do view it, to give it one share to any social media platform that you use, because that would help the video grow. And for one, this will help many people learn that you can retire with over $1 million, even if you worked a minimum wage job for the rest of your life. So thank you guys once again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.